So the comprehensive plan is it is our guide for the next 10 to 20 years. This is, well, one, it's required by law. Every county and municipality has to do this by state code. I think that we take a more active approach with it, like a lot of your big towns. Big cities, Charleston, I think Greenville just went through one as well. We all should be probably rolling around about the same time, that 10-year mark. So, but we put it to use. I think if you were to ask our consultants, they always like to use us as guinea pigs because we're a prime example of a municipality that doesn't create a comp plan or a downtown master plan and puts it on the shelf. We, as you see, I keep it out on my messy desk, and we constantly use it. It's our reference document whenever we want to implement new goals and strategies, and it's really our toolbox to help us accomplish everything that we're looking to. So our previous comprehensive plan was our first comprehensive plan. We had, in 2008, we took planning and zoning back over. We were once a consolidated planning and zoning with the county. And so 2010, we adopted our first comprehensive plan, which really, we had grown to the point in which we really need to establish our own goals and initiatives separate from the county but complementary to the county. And so what this plan does is it looks back at everything that we have accomplished with our last comprehensive plan, highlights all those achievements, and really uses those as a launching pad for the next 10 to 20 years. And so this is, while it is certainly a thick document, I don't think any resident or anyone for that matter really sits down and reads this from cover to cover, just because that's not what it's for. It's a reference document. It's when you're trying to achieve a certain thing, you go to that section and really use that to help support and give you ideas and things of that nature. So this is a great document because it's really taken us from where we initially were to where we're going to be in the future. And obviously we have water and sewer, so that's a big component of this. How we move forward with that, it is one of our biggest asset really, so how we continue to maintain and take care of that infrastructure and how we use it in combination with the county to do large economic development, but then look at it internally to more of the local economic development as far as housing and small businesses and things of that nature. So we look on that. We look at growth strategies as far as annexation. Where do we annex? Where do we kind of limit that? It focuses on infill development, just like our previous comp plan. We want to maintain smart growth, don't grow outside of our capabilities as far as services and things like that. We're looking, we never want to compromise our ISO rating that we have with our fire department and our police services, our sanitation services, everything like that. So it looks at that. One of the bigger things that I think that it does separately from many comprehensive plans that you would see throughout the nation is we pull out the housing and neighborhoods. Typically that is kind of lumped in with land use and development. Usually the land use and development category, it covers everything from commercial development down to residential development. Our housing and neighborhoods, we have over the last 10, 15 years have really focused on that and have shown that it's an economic driver. We've shown that it is something that impacts our large economic development, like industry and things of that nature, and it also, it also has a direct impact on just our own residents' reflection of who we are. And so we really focused and honed in on housing and neighborhoods to pull it to the forefront to show that reinvestment within our historic neighborhoods and communities throughout the city is vitally important, and that those initiatives and continued initiatives are what will help continue to move us forward as a city. I think one of the great things about the comp plan is there's about 174 plus or minus goals that we have outlined in here, but it breaks down at the end of the document. It kind of highlights on those that we should be looking towards completing in the first 1 to 5 years, and then kind of steps out from that. So some of the goals and initiatives are pretty clearly outlined. Looking at I think one of the things that is going to be important is looking at our corridors, how we improve those both aesthetically, as far as corridor enhancements and improvements that the city makes, but as well as some of the reinvestment that we'd like to see along the Lucas Street corridor, East Palmetto corridor, the South Irby Street corridor, so all those things. Also, it's looking at reevaluating our neighborhood revitalization strategy. That is a document that, and it's kind of hard to believe at the age that it's gotten on now, but that is in need of an update as well. So I anticipate that being a goal that we kind of push for here in the next 5 years to accomplish, because we have done so much in the neighborhoods as far as the new housing construction that the city has made, and just all of the infrastructure improvements and strides that we make. We really need to reevaluate that and get a new idea and concept on how we move forward with it, since we've accomplished some of those things. So those are kind of some of the highlights that I think that we'll see moving forward. But then tons more that we'll use as well. I do want to. And we do speak to this in kind of the initial evaluation of the city, the current look at what the city is made up of. The census is, this last census is something that we all felt like it didn't quite hit the nail on the head with where we currently are as a city, both population and just economic wise. I think that is something that you would hear from any municipality throughout the United States. During the pandemic, it had such an impact on that, and so the census put us at about 39,000, almost 40,000 residents. We've seen a tremendous amount of growth. We've seen, just permitting wise, we have a good idea of where we are. And I think that the comp plan speaks to that, and I think with some of the new announcements like the AESC, the battery plant, and things to follow, and all the accomplishments and growth that we continue to see downtown, and redevelopment and reinvestment in our neighborhoods, the numbers don't speak true to what we all see here in Florence. And so while we certainly speak to that, I think we always try to highlight that the numbers don't match what we're seeing, and I think we can all pretty confidently say that we've seen some good positive growth here in the city, and reinvestment more importantly. So I would certainly emphasize that.